What is up, guys? This be your boy coming in with a new video. Today I'm going to be reviewing a car called the Bollokan Prarie. Now this car is pretty awesome. It was a car that was added in GTA from the very start of the game. In 2013 this car was here. And last year sometime, I forget when it was, but they were doing this thing. I think it might have been the nightclub update. They were drip feeding all this stuff in the nightclub update, and they were doing liveries. And this is one of the cars that they added the liveries and whatnot for. This car you can find free on the street at times, okay? But it's also on the website right here. $25,000 if you buy it outright, you know what I mean? Or you could find one and steal it. Whatever you whatever you want to do. But prepare, because this car right here, in a way, now you can make it clean, don't get me wrong. I think mine right here is pretty damn clean. A lot of people aren't a fan of neons. I think it adds character to the car. It's not right in my opinion at all. I like neons. I don't like neons on muscle cars really, but on a regular car, I like it. You know what I mean? Not a regular car. Supercars in my book don't get neons. I don't put them on any of my muscle cars. I just put them on this because it's a tuner. You know what I mean? All my tuners get neons. I think if you're gonna buy a Skyline, a Supra, an Eclipse, anything, you can put neons on it because those are the cars that are meant for them. But in real life, this car is a Hyundai Tiburon, so that's what this in the game is. It's based off the Hyundai Tiburon. Now, we'll get into it. The speed of this car is like a 3 out of 10. It's not the quickest at all. Like, I don't even think it's in the sports class. It's in the compacts. So you'll probably do decent in the compact race with it. Maybe. I don't know. All them DLC vehicles might eat it alive for the compacts. They got some nice compact cars for the thing. But nevertheless, it's a good free roam car. I wouldn't recommend it at all for racing. Handling on it, I give it a 2 out of 10. Handling on this car is just horrible. It's a front-wheel drive car, and in real life, those would handle, front-wheel drive handles pretty good. It actually handles better than rear-wheel drive grip-wise, because rear-wheel can slip out and drift, whereas front-wheel, you don't have that. It doesn't have the tendency to do that as much. So front-wheel drive would handle good. And I guess you could say this car handles decent around wide turns, but they just have it so it doesn't handle good around short turns. Like, as you see, I just hit that, and any other car would have got past that. It's every front-wheel drive car in the game. They just haven't done it right. But yeah, the braking, I give it a 2 out of 10 as well. The braking on this thing is absolute garbage.
What's wrong with it now?
The sound of the car, I give it a 6 out of 10. It sounds pretty unique, and it's pretty cool. Customization, I give it a 4 out of 10. And I just have to say that because pretty much there's only like one item that I like that they added. They added a spoiler option in the livery. That's all I use for this car. Every single new option they added besides, you know what I mean? Maybe some of the spoilers are alright. But every single front bumper that they added, like this splitter with canards, this was in the game since the start. So this bumper right here, I'm not counting it onto the new ones. But every bumper from here on out is new. So the stock bumper and splitter with canards are from the beginning of the game. It only had 2 bumper options, stock or with canards. But after that, they added this Mark 1 tuner bumper, Mark 1 tuner bumper kit, Mark 2 tuner bumper, or, I'm not going to say the name. You could look at them though. I just had to show these because these are the most rice body kits I've ever seen. I just don't get why this is what they chose. I just don't. I mean, if you put this on your car, it just doesn't look good at all. So I just keep it stock, or the one with canards, which is like a little splitter on it. Rear bumpers. The painted one might have been added as a new feature. I don't know, but the carbon and the stock are definitely. Yeah, the painted one's new, but these two are in the game. And all this is instead of carbon on the bottom, they painted it the color of the car. So that's really even not that different, but I guess every little bit helps. Exhaust options, the stock and the titanium were always in the game, but now we have rolled exhausts. I don't like these middle ones at all. All of these are new. I like this one because I don't know, it just looks better than these two in my opinion because it sticks out a little bit and just has more detail than like this one and this one. They just look old and outdated. I mean, this one, look, you can't even see in the exhaust because it has such a low like resolution or whatever. But this one looks a lot cleaner, I think. Again, the carbon mid-bore, I mean, all these middle exhausts, I also don't like the fact that the side are drilled out still for the exhaust. It just doesn't look good. But they did add a cool exhaust option. Hoods, again, we're coming with the rice. Carbon hood and stock hood have been in the game from the rip. Stripped hood, they did add new, which is okay. Carbon stripped hood, okay. Sports hood, look how rice this is. People put this on their cars. Like, are you serious? That hood scoop? I could see if maybe it was a muscle car or something. A Hyundai Tiburon with a hood scoop like this? What the hell? 300 bucks? No, not even. 100 bucks off eBay. Then carbon sports hood. It's not even a sports hood. It's a fucking rice hood. Combination vents are okay, but not on this car. It's not that these are rice, but on this car I think they look pretty rice. If it was a car that was really needed them, if they didn't have that vent in the front, I could actually see it looking nice. But if it just had the two vents on this, you know, like the 1-2 next to each other, that'd be cool. But that one that's all the way in the front of the car kind of ruins it. I'd actually not mind having those two vents. Then we got the every single hood, they just have the carbon version. Look how rice this is. This isn't even a, you know, like a functional hood scoop. Look, it just dips down and goes nowhere. Like, it has no use at all. It just looks rice. All these options, look how rice all these hoods are. This is like the ricest of them all, but even the rest can't deal with. They did add a whole shit ton of rice liveries, so this car is should be titled rice, but you can make it clean like if you do what I did. You got no livery. Okay, every single livery added is new, of course. We didn't have liveries back on PS3 like this. This one's invertible tuner decal. I guess to me it just looks like a whole wrap for the car. I don't know. I don't like that though at all. This one, speed stripe, is okay. I guess it all depends on your paint job. The low rent flames are fucking rice, and they're 20 grand for some rice. It's like, here, 20 grand, okay, put some rice flames on your car. I mean, in a Hyundai Tiburon, I mean, come on, now, this is the type of shit you see on Craigslist. One of a kind, I put these fucking flames on it. Prarie, this one's actually decent. It says Prarie on the side, and it has the racing stripes. Okay. I accept that. Okay, I accept it. I won't call it one rice. White racing, obviously I put this on my car. I don't think it looks rice. It has the names. This would be like having names on your car. If you like stickered up your car, it'd be like saying HKS, Veilside, Bomex, you know, InGen, Falcon, like all that type of shit. BBS. You know, if you had a tuner car, Gretty, it'd be like having all that shit on your car. You know what I mean? This is just the in-game version and what it looks like, you know. But yeah, like, it looks decent. I really like the white racing stripe. The black racing stripe, identical, just black, and I just, not with my paint job. The white sticks out because the black blends in too much. But definitely that one's cool. Tacky tribals, they got that shit right. Tacky, they are. Another rice livery. I don't know why they put time into making rice liveries. Was it like a diss to the Hyundai Tiburon, where they saying that every Hyundai Tiburon out there is rice, so we're just gonna rice the shit out of it? These are like just as bad as the other flames. Prarie Posse. This is like the ripoff of the. Oh no, I don't know what this. Actually, I don't even know what this livery is supposed to be. I thought I was going to rip off of Fast and Furious, but I don't think it is. I just don't know what it is. I think this livery can maybe looks decent with a certain paint job. Of course, blue and green. I'm not feeling it personally, just the way it mixes with my color. I have a beautiful color on my car, and I wouldn't want to ruin the whole side of the car with a big-ass green livery like this. I could see maybe on like a black car, or if you know what I mean, something like that. This livery might look alright, but definitely not on mine. What's this? Dog's Bollokan. This one is like a racing one. I actually approve of this one. It's not rice, but it also, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Extreme Racer. This one Yeah, this is like from that, I don't even know. This is just rice. This is something you'd see way back in the day. I'm not, if it didn't have that big circle thing, I'd actually like it. That's the sad part. If it was just a red and white like lines going up the car, I think that would look decent on some paint jobs. You know, you could have like a white and red car, like if you painted it white, or you could just have the red because of, you know, the black because the white wouldn't show. But of course that's not the case with mine. But this one I guess will look all right, but still, I like the way I customized my car though, I'll tell you that. Here real quick, I want to change my horn. I already have stock horn. Now we're gonna go to skirts. So stock, I think we only had stock skirts before. I don't think we ever had skirts. Maybe we had no, we always only had stock skirts. So now they added the custom skirts 1, the twisted skirts. The 2 are very similar, just these are a lot bulkier and wider. I don't care for them. Carbon twisted skirts, velveted skirts. I mean, all of these are decent. They just all look the same. Carbon velveted. We got the inset skirts, which is like the regular skirts, just with a big line into them and stuff. I don't know. I don't really care for any of them. I just put these ones on. The twisted skirts are the best looking in my opinion. Spoilers, we always had the did we? I can't even remember. We always had the race spoiler, I feel like. Yeah, we always had the race and the flush spoiler. I don't know if that's what they were called though. I think they renamed the old ones to something new, because I remember this one all the way. The flush and the race were the only 2 we had. They might have been called that back then. I doubt it though. But anyways, we have low level spoiler now, which is this just drag one, I guess. We have the carbon wing, that's horrible. We have this low tuner spoiler. When they say low, they mean it. Fucking kitty wing. The race spoiler is the one we used to have, and when this was the best wing for it out of the 3 options, stock and the other one I showed you, the flush, which was they definitely weren't called flush back then. But anyways, this was the best out of this and that and stock. So they added a drag spoiler though, which is my new favorite. Looks better than the rest of them small ass spoilers. And that's really it for the new customization. I just really wanted to show you like how rice they made this car. Like personally, I just think they made it too rice. Like, but you could choose if you want to rice it out. Now, like I said, body kits aren't rice, but when they look like the body kits that we just witnessed, that's rice. You know what I mean? It just all depends how you blend it together. But I'm about to stance it real quick and show you its stance, because, you know, tuners are supposed to stance them. I don't want to pop the tire. Alright. Alright. So this is what it looks like all the way lowered in LSC and lowered with a gun. Looks pretty damn clean if you ask me. You can roll around like this. Of course, it's daytime. I turn the neons off. We don't have all that time. I do want to show you something cool. Since it's front wheel drive, I forgot to show you this earlier. It works lower and not lowered everything. If you spin the tires, okay, in this car, look from a distance. This thing looks badass. If you spin the tires and just go, look at that long strips it leaves. I mean, that's a pretty decent strip. Like, it smokes the tires. Like, it just smokes them. This is every front-wheel drive car in the game. It does that whole smoking the tire thing. But you can lay mad strips, and it's pretty fun. Last things I want to go over. I already went over performance, and you probably think the car is horrible from the performance I mentioned. But let's get into it. Looks, they do have the right amount of customization. I give looks a 9 out of 10. This thing looks identical pretty much to a Hyundai Tiburon from that year, like 2013, 2012. This looks like identical, and you could just customize it and have fun with it. It's like I said, it's a very fun free mode car. I enjoy it very much for free mode. Can't go wrong with it. The interior is a 2 out of 10. I mean, this interior is just the regular interior that you see in a lot of cars. Nothing special about the interior because it's not a Benny's car and they didn't add anything in LSC for it. But I mean, you could still. It's not a bad looking interior. Is what I'm still trying to say. It's just they put it in so many cars, so I got a 2 out of 10. But I mean, you could drive in first person and, you know, feel it. It looks realistic. I don't know what a regular Hyundai Tiburon spoiler looks like, or not spoiler, speedometer and all that, but this one looks pretty decent. But yeah, this thing cruising down the road, this is a nice car, especially if you're like on the low. If you're like a newer player to the game, I recommend finding one of these on the street, and if not, just paying 20-some grand, because this car is dope. This car also would handle a tiny bit better if it wasn't stance. But regardless, this thing's not the best. Also, another cool thing, you can do backwards donuts with this. Just getting in depth, you feel me? You could just do this for days. How the regular cars, you can do frontwards donuts. This is front wheel drive, so it does backwards donuts. You cannot, by the way, you cannot do donuts front wheel. You know what I mean? That's all that happens when you try doing donuts. And that's me hitting the e-brake and shit. This car can't. Like, it just can't do donuts. It just turns because it's front wheel drive. But you can do backwards donuts all day. Look at that strip I just laid. Like, this car is really fun to drive around free mode. And I'm not even joking. So yeah, I definitely recommend you guys, you know, checking this car out if you're a tuner guy. Real quick, what I would like to do is I'd like to show you the engine, which actually, I'm looking at it now, the engine for this car isn't bad. Of course, it's the same one that the Coquette and a few other cars share, but they could have put one of their shittiest engines in this. Well, that was weird. I just got knocked off. This engine looks better than a lot of cars. Mine pass mode? Nope. About to be. This engine actually looks decent. Like, and it's a, you know, it's a street car and it has that cool looking engine. Okay. I actually do like the engine. Like, you can open the hood at a car meet and feel decent about yourself, you know. They'll know that it's just a street car and they'll be looking at the engine. I mean, I don't know if it looks turboed or not. Does this thing look turboed? I don't know, we're about to look. I don't think. I just see a quarter intake, maybe headers. Yeah. I just see, like, obviously it's GTA, none of this shit matters, but if I had to judge it from my real life knowledge, it looks like it would have a quarter intake, headers. Is that a turbo right there? Yep, that's possibly a turbo. I can't tell. It's a very low resolution engine. If you just look at it walking by, it looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? But if once you get up close and want to look at the details, it looks horrible. The quarter intake, look at that. Like, it just looks like it's pasted on from a distance, though. You're like, oh, alright, that's a cool looking engine. Alright, I'll pass by it. Oh, yeah, that's cool. But, yeah. Is that an... Did they put an R on there for a Rockstar? I think they did. That's a little Easter egg type deal. Fuck. Can't even get my gun out because I went and...
I like your car.
I think they did, though. Yeah, it's definitely an R on there. That's pretty cool, Rockstar. Alright, this is the whatever the fuck, Bollokan Prarie. One of the only Hyundais in the game, if not the only Hyundai in the game. Or at least in Bollokan's brand. But this be your boy signing out. Peace.